Hey Tiffany, it's David with your tarot card readings. This is the first reading we've had together. I'll give you some background on myself. So I've been reading for over 10 years now, first for myself and then friends and family, now other people. And then I've over the course I've taught myself numerology, tarot card reading, and astrology. So I like to wrap all three of those in my readings that may come up as we read some of the energies of the cards. And then I do lead a mindful community of like-minded people who are looking to go deep on their, inner wisdom, try to reduce regrets at the end of life, and try to discover what are the secrets of life. Make sure we're in alignment with our purpose. So if anyone's interested, I think I sent that. I did do your astrology chart and report, so I sent some of those links with that as well. I do like to tell everyone that I'm not psychic in any way, so I'm not going to be making psychic projections or anything like that off the tarot cards. I'm going to read the energies of the cards, interpret them for you. Hopefully, they resonate with you and then help you on your path. But let me see. Your question is, will I return to the fire department? Let me just check what year you're in for numerology. 6, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so you are in a, so based on your birth date, you are in a 6, 9, 11, 12. Yeah, you're in a 4 year, so that would be, things trying to get things more stable from that. And so what I'll also do is I'll take a picture of the card and send it to you. Um, but the question of will I ever, so I have no idea what might be uh, preventing it or the options if there's something you really want to do, whether it's an injury or whether in pandemics where there's been cost cutting layoffs or just less time, whatever the case may be. We'll kind of go through the cards and we will work through them and see what the energies are. So the first card that you have here is the Two of Cups. So cups deal with your water signs, which is your emotions and so forth. So the Two of Cups would be something that resonates with you. I'll show you because this is going to be very important contrast between this and the next card, which I think is pretty key to this reading. But obviously, not being psychic, I don't have all the background to it. But this would be the equivalent of like in a relationship standpoint of like meeting someone or first date or meeting someone and just really resonating with them. Be like, oh, sparking. Like I vibe with them. Right? Like, oh, this is someone I'm interested in. Someone I would date, wherever the case may be. So this is um, something that you encounter that resonates positively with you emotionally. That's why you got cups, kind of your emotions filling you up, and two is things coming together, or kind of duality, meeting something else. And so this is the energy of like sparking to it. So I have no idea, based on what you're saying about the fire department, if this is something you're just naturally good at, or you've always kind of had a little bit of interest in it, or family history, whatever the case may be. But this would suggest that this energy is, I'll call it like the first level of like sparking to it. The reason why that becomes important is because the next card here is so there are cards here like this which deal with the different suits, kind of like poker cards, and that deals with the energies on the earthly plane. If they have day-to-day things we always have to go through, and then there's the energy that can come in from the kind of spiritual plane from your spirit guides or guardian angels, and that's what we call the major arcana cards. So your next two cards are actually major arcana cards, so they're messages from your spirit guides and guardian angels, which indicates some of these questions or things around this question that you're asking are not just like a day-to-day life. I always get relationship stuff or business or work or conflict, whatever the case might be, dealing with day-to-day life things. And whenever the spirit guides or guardian angels pop in, that kind of carries more weight because they're not just they're true. And they honestly don't care about the outcome of whether relationship readings, whether this relationship works out or not, versus making sure you get all the way through your spiritual path of what you're meant to do in this life, whether that means you're supposed to break up with that person and learn some lesson from it, and then helps guide you on your path. Like that, I guess that kind of tell people that way, because I would say they have the most average or basic, most common reading that I get is, does he or she love me? Are we going to break up? Are we going to get back together? Those kinds of things, which may be urgent and very important, but may not be in the short term, but may not be the most important thing long term for you. And your spirit guides and guardian angels are more concerned kind of with the long term. So that's why I'll talk about this card, but then I want to talk about it in context with this next one. So this next card is the Lovers. So this is a major arcana card, and it's this gets to message of your spirit guides, guardian angels. So being a 6 in numerology, this is also about like achieving balance. So this is the the first card you had. So this is like on the earthly plane, like, oh, I kind of resonate with this. I'm pretty good at this. I get a positive vibe from this. And this is truly like in relationship wise, this is like soulmate, soul purpose of life, like really aligned and connected, like what you're meant to be doing. So what I would ask you from this one, as far as will you return to the fire department, is which bucket does the fire department land in, or is there something else pulling your energy? And obviously, pandemics, tough time to make any of those kinds of choice stuff like that. So, do you believe, while you're asking this question about your desire to return to the fire department, and obviously there may be external things beyond your control, whether injuries or illness or budget cuts or just that kind of stuff going on. Again, I'm not psychic, so I'll just explain the energies and hopefully it'll resonate with you based on your situation. But I think for this one, you decide is, do you really want to go back to the fire department, or is it kind of looking for like obviously we're in a pandemic, so do you have other interests, and this is just a secure thing that you can do that you're good at, and you can kind of go back to as a fallback if you know other things you'd be working on, other opportunities or other things you might look at. Lots of things are closed or not open, or in recession or not hiring. So which bucket does the fire department fall in for you? Is it something that, hey, this kind of resonates with me, I like it, it makes me, I'm good at it, it gives me warm feelings, but it may not, or be what I may not be my what I'm destined to do, my true calling? Or is it truly on the, like, this is in my true calling, this is in my spirit and my soul, like soulmate job kind of type stuff? This is just what I love to do. I love helping people. So you have to decide which bucket that's in, because you can see in the back here with the mountains, that usually represents kind of the goal that you're trying to achieve. So whatever, like, is this the really long-term goal that's in alignment with your purpose and what you believe you're meant to do here on this planet, or is it on the earthly plane a means to an end? I'm good at it. I like it. I like helping people, but it may not be. If I'm truly being honest with myself, and I'm in alignment with what I'm meant to do here, it may not be check all the boxes for that, right? And the reason I kind of will be belaboring this part a little bit, because this will become important to the next card that comes through. So for you, this is kind of figuring out which bucket it falls in, and whether there is, one's one energy and there is another energy pulling you in a different direction. That's kind of for you to evaluate. But the third card here, which is also a message from your spirit guide or guardian angel, so this is the Chariot. So the Chariot is actually the next card, because the Lovers is 6 and this is a 7. What the Chariot kind of talks about is whatever your true goal is and what you want to accomplish. So I don't know for you, it's like you definitely want to, you're working as hard as you can to get into the fire department, back into the fire department, or you're kind of hoping they don't call you back in, wherever the case might be, or you need to overcome, as mentioned, some obstacles, health, budgets, whatever the case may be, to work your way back in. What the Chariot says is you have all the tools and resources. This is the herding the cats card, right? So you have all the tools and resources at your disposal to accomplish your goal, but you need to make sure you know what your goal is. And so if your goal is, I definitely want to get back to the fire department because it is my true calling, then it says you have all the resources, whether it's the network, or whatever people you need to get in contact with, or if it's getting back some kind of health stuff or whatever the case may be, because I know that has a high amount of physical exertion, need for health, and at risk and stuff like that. So is there something else health wise? It's like you have all the ability. This is like the Chariot, right? So you got to get the cats, or the sphinxes in this case, is things moving in the direction you want, right? So in the tarot cards, when you see kind of buildings in the background, it's kind of, that's also kind of represents how you want your home life to be. Like when you kind of organize your life, how do you want to take control, and how you want things to materialize for you? And so if the fire department is one of those things you're like, this is definitely what I want, I don't want to materialize it, then this kind of says, okay, how do you get organized to get things moving in that direction? If you think in reality it's somewhat similar, a little bit different, saying that the mountain peaks are always like your goals, where you're heading, like on your spiritual journey. If you believe that the fire department isn't exactly where you want to go. Like, yes, I could organize and I could get it back in, could do all that kind of stuff. But if it really, really isn't truly what you love or what you believe you were meant to do here um, in your life, then it may not be the right place for you to go, and you may not want to organize. You may want to get yourself organized in a different direction. If the, if the fire department's only, I like it. It kind of does meet some of my needs for security, but it's not really what I was meant to do or my true calling. Then those are the kind of things that I would look at, because if there was something else pulling you and you can use your resources or time to move forward in that direction, then that would be the advice to go long term. Even though obviously in the pandemic, obviously people have to get by or do whatever they can, buy their time. It says the economy is not great until they have the opportunities to really do what they want. But that's kind of what I would say. The main energies for this reading is you need to decide which bucket does the fire department fit in. And I think that's it's natural for lots of people to be sitting with this in the middle of the pandemic to just reevaluate. Okay, when things go, you can say I want everything to go back to normal just the way it was, and that would be perfect. Or you'd say, actually, I don't really want everything to go exactly back to normal, because I'd rather be going in this direction or pursuing this. Now the economy and greater resource, greater macro things may prevent that from happening magically immediately. But if you at least set the direction to say, you know what, I actually know what my true calling is, because I've had some extra time because we're all sitting at home to kind of think about it or figure out where I want to be. And now I need to figure out how I get the stuff going to make sure I go in the direction that I want, to organize that, to manifest that into my life. Then that's kind of the message from these cards. So long-winded short, like will you return to the fire department? The answer would be yes if it fits in this bucket, or at least your spirit guides and guardian angels would advise you not if it fits in this bucket. Even though, either way, you've got the ability to manifest what you want, to have the kind of home life or life construction around you, whether that is to really figure out if you want to go back or you want to try and do something else or do something different, even though it may be difficult in the kind of current market pandemic state that we're in. So I hope that's helpful. Again, I'll take pictures of the card, send them to you. If you have any questions or need any clarity on anything, just feel free to message me, and we can go through that. I also do full tarot card readings, the Celtic cross of 10 cards with all the energies above and below any kind of situation. If you feel like you need more clarity or depth on any of those, there should be links below this video, or I'll add links to the email I send you as well with the link to this video. All right, thank you very much. Thanks.